All right, real quick. This is for Steelers fans only, okay? I'm gonna do something one time only. I might not ever do this again, but I gotta talk to my Steelers fans real quick. I gotta talk to my terrible towel swinging. Let me see if y'all can see me. My terrible towel swinging Steelers fans. I gotta talk to y'all, okay? Because I don't want Ravens fans in here right now. I really don't. I don't want Ravens fans in here because I'm gonna say something and it might offend some people, okay? But look, my gosh! The Steelers beat the Ravens again. They swept and they bought out the brooms. You know, I mean, they was feeling it. You know, they was feeling this win this week. But then we remember that the Ravens didn't play a star on the team, but the Steelers still talking. Not you know, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, okay? I'm gonna be real with y'all because I really do like Steelers fans. No, I don't. I'm gonna be real with y'all, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, all right? It wasn't even really the fans this week. Like, yeah, the fans said a couple things, like, you know, say yo if your team in the playoffs, and I kind of wanted to say yo if your team barely made it. You know, like I wanted to be petty because it's the Steelers, right? You can't, like, whether it be the Steelers or the Cowboys, more so the Steelers for me. I know more so the Cowboys for some other people. You know, when they say something, you just want to say something back, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. All right, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I want to say something back, but real quick, as I pull this clip up of the Steelers celebrating in the locker room after beating a Ravens team that literally had nothing to play for. Like, we can't even say essentially, we can't even say kind of had nothing to play for. We can't even say like, oh, you know, the seed would have been decided, but it didn't matter. No, they literally had nothing to play for, and that's why you beat up on a bunch of backups. But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. I do want to welcome y'all in though to Fly Nation Speaks, your Baltimore Ravens podcast, where we talk about the best team in NFL history, if you're a Ravens fan, of course. And let's pull up this clip because, man, the Steelers just be talking like they getting back about like the Bengals at this point. You know, you remember when the Bengals had their little claim to fame? They was doing all this stuff, and they just got to running the lip. They just got to yapping. Shout out to Sarah Ellison for putting this out, because her and Bobby Trossett on their show, The Ravens Vault, had done an interview with one Roquan Smith, another guy who did not play in that game, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So let me pull this up real quick so y'all can see what the Steelers fans, not the Steelers fans, the Steelers, the real Steelers, the legit Steelers was talking about. So real quick, Roquan said, I would love to see them, but honestly, they need to make sure they make it out the first round. But we can really talk. I've got a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin and everything he's done, but at the end of the day, I would love for them to come back to the bank, but they got their hands full this weekend. Look at this. Come on. Look, I hope I don't get kicked off YouTube for the sound in this video. I'm gonna turn it down. Look, you see all this? They get it. Hey, they get it. Hey, they get it. Hey, for a first round exit. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they do this weekend because they is really, hey, we stomping the stuff we don't step. Is what Joey Porter Jr., the rookie, said. They was hyped about making it to the playoffs. And you know what? Shout out to them, man, because they keep hoping for these winning seasons, and somehow they keep getting them. But you know what, man? I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. This is why I don't like the Steelers. This is it. This is it right here. This is why I don't like the Steelers, because they do nothing and celebrate like they did something, and then ride the wave that they've been trying to ride for the last 30, 40 years about having the most Super Bowls in NFL history and all that. We get it. We know. But in the time, I just want to make this abundantly clear to Steelers fans out there. This one is for y'all. I told y'all, this is for the Steelers fans. This ain't for the Ravens fans. But I want to make this abundantly clear for Steelers fans out there. During the time that the Ravens been in the league, while the Steelers been in the league, we tied at 2 apiece. And it just looks like the Ravens are on a better trajectory than the Steelers are because the Steelers don't even know who their quarterback is week to week. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. We not going to. We not. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud because the Steelers be talking. Now, okay, let's get into the game though real quick. So, in a sloppy game, the Steelers won 17-10. There was a couple of fumbles in this game. I don't think anybody really looked good, if we're gonna be honest. There was no true reason for celebration in this game, or after this game for that matter. But there was no true reason for celebration or anything like that. But they're gonna celebrate. But I will say this was a sloppy game. Like, I didn't watch all the game, but I did watch some. I did watch a good little bit of the game, and it was sloppy. Like, Gus Edwards was fumbling. He don't really fumble that much. The Steelers, they were fumbling themselves. Like, there was turnovers all over the place. It was wet. It was rainy. It was sloppy. Honestly, it was typical Ravens Steelers football. Honestly, like, the game was going so slow. I felt like this was going to be like a 9-6 victory or something for one of these teams, to be honest. Right now, I don't know what it is, man. The Ravens, maybe that's why I'm a Ravens fan. The Ravens got a giving spirit, they really do. They got a giving spirit. Last year, they gifted the Steelers with the winning season so they could keep their little streak going. This year, they essentially gifted the Steelers a playoff spot. Not to mention the Jaguars didn't help the cause either. But it's just the Ravens are giving, okay. But it's just funny, man, because like it's crazy, like. We'll see what happens this upcoming weekend with the Steelers and their upcoming game too, because they got the Bills. That's going to be a tough one. I honestly wouldn't, as much as I've ragged on the Steelers during the first part of the show, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Bills, because we talking about the Steelers defense going up against a Bills team that can't do nothing but turn the ball over. So, we probably can come back to this and we can say, I might be wrong that the Steelers get bounced out in the first round, but the second round, we'll see. We'll see in the second round. Oddly enough, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Steelers, if they beat the Bills, and I might be wrong about this. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to do my research here real quick. If the Steelers did beat the Bills, the Steelers would play the Ravens, I'm pretty sure, in the next round of the playoffs. So that will be interesting, right? That will be interesting. And how funky and weird the games get between the Steelers and the Ravens, that would be an interesting matchup, just because how the Steelers-Ravens matchups go. But I think the Ravens got a couple of revenge games in them against the Steelers, especially when it comes to the playoffs. I remember, what was it? Was it 2009? I think it was, where the Ravens felt like they were doing, that they were on their way to beating the Steelers, and Troy Polamalu comes around the edge. I'll never forget it, man. But that's why. Honestly, this is the best rivalry in the NFL, because you got memories, but then as it gets up to being current, it's still fun. No matter who's on the team, it's always fun. It's always fun to see what's going to happen. But I do expect the Steelers to get bounced out the first round. If they don't, then they can come to the bank and they can see what a healthy Ravens team looks like that doesn't drop the ball 8 times and drop 3 touchdown passes in the game. So we'll see. We'll definitely see what that looks like. I don't know about y'all,